you, Manny. And our message today is from, of course, our beloved Julianne, Reverend Julianne.
You know, today is Father's Day. Yes, and I did give him the shirt as the best dog dad ever. But, you know, with 3 fur kids, all 3 of which are elders, and 2 are older than Manny's dad in human years, or in dog years, I should say. Yeah, he is a good dog dad. You know, and it's interesting because today is the day that we are called to gratefully acknowledge our fathers, however they come into our lives. The biological fathers, the stepfathers, the adoptive and foster fathers, the grandfathers, the spiritual fathers, the foster fathers, the brothers, the friends, the neighbors, the teachers, all those who have stepped up when they've had the opportunity to fill the role of father in somebody's life. It may have been over a period of years. It may have been for a few days. But the thing is, we have been shaped by their presence and by their absence, by how they chose to act, what they said, when they remained silent, and when they didn't choose to act. So we have to really pay attention to that today and remember the impact that these people have had on our lives, the opportunity that has been called to us to remember them. Remember that that relationship is not one-sided, that we are called to support and empower the fathers of our communities, the fathers of our neighborhood, the fathers of our world. Truthfully, you stop and think about that general father principle that Neil spoke about so beautifully, that we have that opportunity to recognize that no matter how they came into their roles, regardless of their perceived successes or failures, we are called to celebrate them, the success, forgive them, the human heirs. So today, if we're willing to share love, it's going to make a difference on the entire planet to those dads that are willing to receive that love. The love for fathers, the love for each other. Now, we recognize and honor today every dad who stood as their child shouted out at them in anger and frustration. Every dad who tried to understand their child's clothing choice, the hairdo or color, or that tattoo. Every dad who suddenly realized their child might be right and was willing to listen. And every dad who believed that they were making the best choices that they could. Those dads who walked to the bathroom in the dark with us and turned on the lights and waited for us to come back on our own. Those who let us break their binoculars and steal their shirts, and those who taught us that it was wrong to break and to steal. Those are our dads. Today we acknowledge all of the men who taught us what it meant to be honest, even when it was embarrassing, to tell the truth and admit our faults. We recognize too those fathers who could not teach us things because they did not know themselves, but who sincerely hoped and prayed that we would do better. Those are our dads. Today, we recognize and honor all the men who've been there or tried to be there, no matter what. Those who remain calm in crisis, those who could not, and those that ran away. Those who ran away and came back, and those who never came back. They are our dads. Rich and poor, tall or short, slender as a pole, or round as a basketball. They are the men who helped to raise us, who formed us through their actions or their lack of actions. They are our dads. Birth fathers, adoptive fathers, stepfathers, foster dads, fathers who have no children, but who stepped up to help raise a child. Grandfathers and uncles. Single moms who learned to go beyond motherhood. Male couples who are dads. Female couples willing to take on the role. They are our dads. It's through the love and the fear and the happiness and the tears, the addictions and the mental health issues, the physical ones, the perfect health, the wealth, the poverty, absence and presence. They are our dads. They are because of us. They are because of them. They are our dads. Yes, we are here today because of all the variety of teaching that we have received from them. Now, if I'm looking back at my father, my grandfathers, my uncles, my teachers, particularly my debate coach, Reverend Blaine Mays, Reverend Jack Lamy. When I look back at those people that were so influential in my life, when I sincerely look at them now, I have come to the realization that we all shared one basic wish: our wanting to be understood and our wanting to be understanding. Now, I had to take kind of a deep breath when that came to me. And then I realized that when my son was growing up, I made sure, even through most of his high school years, that we would sit down for dinner 5 nights a week. We were able to sit down, we were able to bless the meal, and for the two of us to talk without any television or overly loud music. And way back when, no smartphones, of course. It gave us a chance to really share about things that were important to each of us. And the things we talked about were quite often ordinary things, like making soup from the leftovers. I mean, my son would call it stoop because it was too thick to be soup, and it wasn't thick enough to be stew. But we would talk not only about the stoop, but we would talk about problem solved, dream shared, different ways of looking at day-to-day life. We would share new ideas and creativity. And now I look back on it and I realize we were both learning together to listen with an open heart, listening to understand. And I had to get in that reflection, take another deep breath and realize it was my papa, my grandfather, who taught me very clearly the importance of listening. So many years ago, summers in Green Bay, Wisconsin, there was a concrete bench that was right in front of his very large vegetable garden. And we would sit on that. It reminded me of the fact that the 6 or 8 weeks that I would spend there every summer, every daily work day for him, he would try to come home and have lunch with me. My grandmother would remain in the kitchen, and my grandfather and I would sit out in front of that garden. We would share feta cheese and bread. We would share nuts and fruits and fresh vegetables from that garden, and usually baklava. He taught me how to listen, because in this conversation over this wonderful lunch, he would tell me about the importance of sharing love for our Mother Earth. He would talk to me about how sharing love for the Mother Earth was sharing love for all of creation, and that I had a responsibility to care for the Mother Earth. He taught me that in caring for the Mother Earth, I was caring for humankind. And if I was caring for humankind, I was caring for all kind. He taught me, yes, to care for the plant life, the animal life, the fish, for every creature, including the bumblebees that scared me at that point. You know, the thing about him is that he taught me about listening. And he would always say, when he was done with his little talk, okay, now tell me what you heard and tell me what you think and what you feel. And I would, even as a little kid. Listening now, when I look at it, I realize it supports a magnetic vibration. It is a creative force. And when we listen to people, there's a fluctuating current. And this recharges our connection together. When we are listened to, we open our hearts and our minds, and ideas actually begin to grow within us and come to life. And it's like this little creative fountain inside each of us that blesses us with a golden light energy that springs forth new thoughts, new wisdom. Because listening with an open heart is a genuine desire to be with another. And the energy both attracts and heals. We want those that we are with to look inside of us, to see the center of our true self and the reality of who we are, spiritually, creatively. We have to remember that the heart is not simply that physical organ or that seat of emotions in our body. According to the Jewish tradition, the heart is the throne of God's glory, our Father's glory. And it is the place where the Shekinah, the presence of God, is most deeply to be found within us. So therefore, when Paul in the letter to the Romans speaks about the love of God being poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit, he is speaking of God's reality. And we experience it in an understanding love through listening to each other. This love extends outward. It embraces all the seeming differences and the contradictions and the absurdities that we feel exist in this world and in each other. Listening is a magnetic and strange creative force. When we are listened to, it empowers us. It empowers us to unfold, to release the blocks to love's presence, to expand our creativity and our true self. When we listen to people, there is an alternating current, and it recharges us, both of us, so that we never get tired of each other. And in this recharge, that little creative fountain, that fountain begins to spring forth and cast up new thoughts and unexpected laughter and wisdom, opening up our hearts to the emotion and the feeling. This is what love is. You see, there's that spark of life within us that connects to the whole. We recognize that we do not shine alone, and no heart beats on its own. When people really listen to us with quiet attention, our world changes. It becomes light. It becomes love. It becomes energy. And we know how that fountain of truth within us showers us with a blessing. As this happens, speaker and listener appreciate each other even more and more. We release each other from our perception of good and bad, right and wrong. We see each other. We see each other as we truly are in that golden light. We know, yes, we do. We know that we are a blessing to each other as one. Now, to continually live in that commitment, in that love vibration, whoa, it's not always easy. It's sometimes challenging, but prayer, meditation, inspirational readings, gathering together in a Zoom meeting, being truly helpful are all excellent ways to strengthen that connection, that wholeness, and to see the love, to feel it. Affirming the good in everyone and seeing it as a reflection of our true self is the elixir of God's will for us, happiness. You see, love fuels the flame of our creativity. Love lifts us from our seeming limitations. Love transcends time and space. Love transmutes differences and prejudices. Love heals. Love is the vibration of spirit. It's the song of the universe. And learning to live in that love vibration is why we are here, why we are walking on this planet. It is our individual and it is our collective purpose, like I said earlier, to support all the dads, to support each other, to recognize that this is the truth of life. When we live in that love vibration, a whole new dimension of life opens up to us, opens up within us. We share a song of joy, and we realize love's our real home. We realize that no soul sings alone. Part of the reason why I had all these ideas and thoughts and affirmative support of what love is because of a new song that I have heard that we are going to share from a very dear friend of our community for years and years, Paul Turling. We'll share that now.
Three. There's turquoise sparkling in the summer sky, and emeralds dancing in a kitten's eyes. I know stardust lays on the moon each cloud and night, and a diamond in your heart is shining now. Oh, so bright and no soul shines alone. No heart beats on its own. There's a spark of life within us that connects us to the whole. And a song of joy we're singing as we realize love's our real home. No soul shines alone. There are peaches warm out hanging in the sun, and cherries ripe for picking by someone. I hear hummingbird wings beat a rhythm of love. Wildflowers are singing, we are here for everyone. And no soul sings alone. No heart beats on its own. There's a spark of life within us that connects us as a soul. And a song of joy we're singing as we realize love's our real home. No soul sings alone. And the rivers kiss the mountains and the meadows feed the birds, and your laughter I am certain is the sweetest sound I've ever heard. And a gentle breeze blowing through your hair, and the smell of summer rain fills up the air. I love days we dance in the rain and laugh with no care. When I look into my heart, you're always dancing there. And no soul sings alone, no heart beats on its own. There's a spark of life within us that connects us at the soul, and a song of joy we're singing as we realize love's our real home. No soul sings alone. And the rivers kiss the mountains, and the meadows feed the birds, and your laughter, I am certain, is the sweetest sound I've ever heard. And no soul sings alone.
No soul sings alone. Kind of brings us to attention to the fact that we believe that we have bodies. And those bodies are 50% water. So I want you to know that it makes sense that we've always considered water to be kind of a sacred source of life and healing. It's literally half of who we are physically. And well over half of the Earth's surface is water. Water cleanses, water hydrates, it contains and produces nourishment, and when we enter it, it holds us in a total embrace. Now you wonder why I'm talking about this right now. Well, when I meditate, I like to think about that total embrace. I like to think about water. And part of it takes me back to Moses crossing the Red Sea, who generated a new spirit of freedom when he did so, and Miriam's well in the desert, symbolizing the deliverance, the peace, and the prosperity. And peace shall flow like a river. I have found, for me, that meditating with or about water is a powerful way of aligning ourselves more fully with the healing energy of spirit. And one of the reasons why is that total embrace. So what I'd like us to do today for meditation is just to become comfortable. Comfortable in your seating where you are. Give yourself permission to come up with that place of water that you remember, maybe as a child, maybe from last week, that place that was comforting, that place that had that gentle atmosphere about it. And if it's comfortable for you, close your eyes and look at that image within your mind and within your heart. Give yourself a moment just to settle in more comfortably. Notice your breathing, the air as it moves gently in and out of your body. And now picture it a warm day. The sun is shining. The water is reflecting that light. The sky is clear. There's a gentle breeze. You hear the hummingbird wings beat a rhythm of love. The wildflowers are singing, "We are here for everyone." You feel completely relaxed. You look up, and above you is a beautiful fountain of perfectly clear water. And now that water lightly, gently sprinkles down upon you, and you realize it is the perfect temperature for the day. It is gently flowing over you, flowing over your head, and your head relaxes. It moves down over your neck and your shoulders, and your neck and your shoulders relax. It flows down over your arms, and you feel your arms relaxing. It flows down over your chest and your stomach, helping your chest and your stomach to relax. You feel that. You breathe it in. And the water moves down over your legs and your feet, and you feel your legs and your feet relaxing. The beautiful clear water is gently flowing over your body. And allow the water to bead and roll off your skin into the earth, evaporating into the air. You feel your oneness with the air, with the earth, with your body. And yes, you're feeling peaceful. Feeling peaceful. Feeling the calm, the beauty, the presence of who you are. And again, you look up to the sky, and the clouds part above you, and a column of golden light shines down upon you. With each breath, you imagine that golden light entering your body until every part of you is one within that radiant light. You feel renewed, energized. Each and every cell, every molecule of your being is blessed with this golden, loving energy, this golden radiance of loving peace. You take in a deep breath. You release it slowly, and you see the light moving from you. You see yourself, hands raised, sharing this light. And now you see people all over the planet with their hands outstretched, joining you, receiving and sharing this golden light of divine love. This golden light of divine love radiating over our world, holding the intention of peace and healing. We feel the spark of life within us that connects us at the soul. One heart, one intention. And the song of joy we're singing as we realize love's our real home. As we affirm that no soul sings alone. Radiant with this golden glow of divine love from all that is. All hands outstretched, all hands joining together, all hands singing this song, sharing this radiant golden glow of divine love from all that is. Feel that gentle, loving vibration. Feel the holy connection. And now, take in another deep breath and release it. Take in another deep breath. And yes, let it go. Open your eyes. Look at this space around you. And within your mind and within your heart, remember yourself, hands raised, sharing this light, joining with all the people all over the planet. And yes, your eyes are open, and you know this is true, and you know this is what love is for you. And now, smile. Smile. You have made a difference. No soul sings alone. And so it is.